Welcome, chosen ones. They feared the devil, but it's the angel who walks through the fire without flinching that truly terrifies them. Chosen ones, if you've clicked on this video, it's no accident. The universe is aligning your steps toward a higher purpose, a divine plan far beyond what others can comprehend. You weren't just born to fit in. You were sent here to stand out, disrupt, and rebuild. People never thought an earth angel could be more terrifying than a devil. But that's because they misunderstood what it means to be chosen. You carry both light and power. Your kindness is your strength, but your resilience is your weapon. You didn't just survive the storms, you became the storm. This video is a reminder of who you are and why your journey hasn't been easy. You were chosen to expose truth, break cycles, and bring balance to a world desperate for light. Yes, you may feel misunderstood, even feared, but that's because you reveal what others want to hide. Take this as your sign to keep going. Watch this video because within it lies the wisdom, encouragement, and clarity you need to continue walking in your purpose. You're not just a part of God's plan, you are the plan. Now, let's dive in. Let's get started, chosen ones. Number 13. Your light exposes their shadows. There's something about your presence that unnerves people, even when you're not trying. It's not because you're doing anything wrong. It's because your light is too real, too raw, and too powerful for them to ignore. When you walk into a room, everything fake, hidden, or carefully constructed starts to crumble. It's like you carry a mirror with you, and people are forced to see the parts of themselves they've been running from. You don't even have to say a word. Your authenticity alone does the work. You've likely noticed that some people react with discomfort, avoidance, or even hostility toward you for no apparent reason. That's because your light makes their shadows impossible to hide. The lies they tell themselves, the roles they play to keep others fooled, and the insecurities they've buried deep, all of it comes bubbling to the surface when they're around you. And it terrifies them. Not because you're trying to harm them, but because you're showing them the truth they'd rather not face. Your energy disrupts their comfort zones. You don't tolerate pretense or shallow games, and they can sense it. But here's the thing. This isn't your burden to carry. You're not responsible for their discomfort, nor should you dim your light to make them feel safe. You are a walking wake-up call, a reminder that the truth can't be hidden forever. While some will resist, others will be inspired by you, even if they never admit it. So keep being authentic, unapologetically yourself. Let them deal with their shadows while you keep shining. It's not your job to make their demons comfortable. It's your purpose to embody truth, no matter how much it scares them. Your light is proof that real power doesn't need to dominate. It simply exists, and that's more than enough. Number 12. You're compassionate, but not weak. Being compassionate doesn't mean you're blind to how people treat you. As an earth angel, you lead with love and mercy because it's in your nature to see the good in others, even when they can't see it in themselves. But let's be clear, your compassion is not an invitation for disrespect. You don't wear your heart on your sleeve for it to be trampled on. You understand the value of kindness, but you also understand the value of boundaries. When people cross those boundaries, they learn quickly that your softness isn't weakness. Forgiveness comes naturally to you, but it's never a free pass to be used or mistreated. You don't hold grudges, but you hold lessons. Once someone shows you their true colors, you don't forget. You move forward with wisdom, not resentment, and that balance between grace and strength is what makes you so powerful. Your mercy comes with limits, and those limits protect you from those who mistake your light for naivety. You can care deeply, but you won't tolerate being taken advantage of. You know when to step away, when to cut ties, and when to enforce consequences, not out of spite, but out of self-respect. People may misjudge you at first, thinking your kindness means they can push you around. But they quickly realize that your boundaries are unshakable. Compassion is your gift, but strength is your armor. Together, they make you unstoppable. And those who truly value you will recognize that respecting you is a privilege, not a right. Number 11. Your kindness is a double-edged sword. Your kindness is a gift, but it's not one everyone knows how to handle. When you love fiercely and without reservation, pouring your energy, time, and soul into the people you care about. You see the best in others, even when they don't see it in themselves, and you're willing to give them chances others might not. But this kind of love isn't without its consequences. Your kindness has a way of revealing the truth about people, not just to you, but to themselves. Those who are genuine will thrive in your presence. They'll feel inspired, uplifted, and understood. But those with hidden agendas, selfish motives, or fragile egos, your kindness becomes a mirror they can't escape. It shows them their own flaws, their own deceit, and the emptiness they try so hard to mask. At first, they may try to take advantage of you, mistaking your compassion for weakness. They'll think they can manipulate your giving nature or twist your love to serve their selfish needs, but they always miscalculate. Because when someone takes your kindness for granted, it's only a matter of time before the weight of their betrayal catches up with them. They choke, not because of anything you do, but because of what they've done to themselves. You don't need to seek revenge or fight back. The truth always comes to light. Your love is powerful because it's pure, and purity exposes the fake. So, while your kindness may feel like a double-edged sword, it's not your blade that cuts. It's their own dishonesty that does. Let them deal with the consequences of underestimating someone who gives so freely yet stands so firmly. Your kindness is not their weakness. It's their undoing. Number 10. You speak truth no matter the cost. Your words hold weight because they come from a place of truth, and that truth terrifies people. In a world where so many hide behind facades, sugarcoat reality, or play along to keep the peace, you refuse to do the same. You don't speak to please or to conform. You speak because someone has to say what everyone else is too afraid to admit. Your honesty cuts through the noise, and that level of clarity is as unsettling as it is refreshing. People have built their lives around illusions, carefully constructed lies they tell themselves and others. They cling to these because it's easier than facing reality. But when you speak, you shatter those illusions, leaving them with no place to hide. Your truth isn't just words, it's a force that exposes what's been buried, and that makes people uncomfortable. This doesn't mean you're harsh or cruel. You don't speak truth to hurt. You do it because you can't stand the weight of dishonesty. Still, not everyone is ready to hear what you have to say. Your honesty challenges their comfort zones, their egos, and their sense of control. Some will resent you for it, labeling you as too much or difficult. But deep down, they know you're right. You've likely lost relationships, opportunities, or even support because of your refusal to play along with the lies. Yet you've also gained something far more valuable: respect. Not everyone may admit it, but they recognize your courage. You say what needs to be said, no matter the cost, because truth isn't just your voice, it's your purpose. And while it may terrify people, it also sets them free, whether they're ready for it or not. Number 9. You're impossible to manipulate. People often mistake your calm demeanor and open heart as signs of naivety, thinking they can steer you like a pawn in their games. They quickly learn, however, that you're anything but easy to control. You see through manipulation before it even takes form. Their strategies, no matter how calculated or subtle, are transparent to you. It's not because you're suspicious or paranoid, it's because your intuition operates on a level they can't comprehend. You pick up on the unspoken, the tone behind their words, the flicker of hesitation in their actions, and the energy they bring into a room. While others might fall for smooth talk or flattery, you read between the lines and recognize what lies beneath. This isn't just a skill, it's an innate gift, one that protects you from traps they thought you'd never see coming. What makes you truly impossible to manipulate is your self-awareness. You know who you are, what you stand for, and what you're willing to tolerate. This inner clarity makes you untouchable because no one can twist your values or bait you with false promises. They can't confuse you because you've already done the inner work to ground yourself in truth. Their frustration becomes evident when they realize their usual tactics, guilt, gaslighting, or charm, don't work on you. Instead of controlling you, they end up exposing their own intentions. You're a step ahead, not because you play their games better, but because you refuse to play at all. Your ability to remain steady in a world full of manipulation isn't just rare, it's powerful. It's why they fear you, even if they never admit it. You can't be controlled, deceived, or swayed, and that's exactly why you stand out. Number 8. You forgive, but you also destroy. Your forgiveness isn't what people expect. It's not a surrender, and it's certainly not a green light for repeat offenses. When you forgive, it's not because you've forgotten the hurt or excused the behavior. It's because you've made a conscious choice to release the weight of their actions from your life. But make no mistake, forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation, and it doesn't mean they're off the hook. What terrifies people about your forgiveness is that it's final. It's not an invitation to start over. It's a quiet declaration that you're done. You don't yell, you don't fight, and you don't chase closure. Instead, you walk away with your dignity intact, leaving behind everything and everyone that tried to break you. This is where the destruction happens, not through revenge, but through your absence. For those who thrive on control or validation, your ability to move on without looking back is a crushing blow. They expect anger or retaliation, something they can use to keep the connection alive, even in conflict. But when you forgive, you strip them of that power. There's no lingering resentment for them to exploit, no emotional hooks left for them to pull. Your silence becomes their loudest punishment. It forces them to sit with their actions, their guilt, and the realization that they lost access to someone they can't replace. You don't destroy with malice, you destroy with indifference. Forgiveness for you isn't just about letting go, it's about clearing the path for something better, and in doing so, you leave behind a void they can't fill and a regret they can't escape. Number 7, you shine brighter after every attack. Every time they try to knock you down, you rise higher. They don't realize that their attempts to dim your light only fuel it. Every attack, every insult, every attempt to break you, it all becomes fuel for your fire. What they don't understand is that your resilience isn't just about bouncing back. It's about growing stronger with every challenge you face. They thought they could shatter you, but all they've done is help you refine your shine. It's almost as if the universe itself conspires to make you even more radiant with each setback. The deeper they push, the higher you soar. You've learned that pain and adversity aren't just obstacles. They're the lessons and trials that shape you into something unbreakable. Each time they try to silence you, you amplify your voice. Every time they try to drag you down, you lift yourself higher. And through it all, you become more you, more unapologetic, more powerful, more unstoppable. Your light doesn't fade when they attack. It grows brighter. It's like they're trying to put out a flame with their own ignorance, but the more they blow, the more it flickers defiantly and expands. Your resilience is a constant reminder that no matter how hard they try, they'll never win. You aren't just surviving. You're evolving, becoming something even more magnificent. Their efforts aren't a reflection of your worth. They're a reflection of their own fear. Fear of the power you hold, fear of your refusal to be broken. And with every attack, you shine even brighter, proving once again that their darkness will never overshadow your light. Number 6, you don't fear darkness. You've walked through shadows most people can't even imagine. And instead of being consumed by them, you've risen above. The darkness has no hold on you because you've faced it, understood it, and emerged stronger each time. People fear what they don't understand, and your ability to navigate through life's most difficult, painful, and terrifying moments without losing yourself is something they can't comprehend. You've been to places where most fear to tread, but instead of being destroyed by it, you transformed it. This isn't about recklessness. It's about knowing that darkness, in its purest form, is just another challenge to face, another layer of growth to uncover. You've stared into the void and walked through it with grace. And that in itself is terrifying to those who can't even fathom surviving it. They see your ability to endure and fear what it means for their own weaknesses, because unlike them, you're not afraid to face what others hide from. You emerge from those dark places more divine, more connected to your true power. Each struggle, every shadow, deepens your understanding of yourself, and strengthens your ability to move through the world with an unwavering purpose. For others, darkness is something to avoid, something that defines them. For you, it's simply a reminder that nothing can break you, not the world, not the pain, not even fear. They see your ability to thrive where they would have crumbled, and that terrifies them. They don't understand how you can navigate realms they can't even bear to look at, but that's the beauty of your strength. You don't fear darkness because you know it's just a part of the journey, and you're unstoppable. Number 5. You don't fear darkness. You've seen the depths of despair, the pain that leaves scars no one can see, and the struggles that could break even the strongest. But where others falter, you've stood tall, unscathed. It's not that you're immune to suffering, it's that you've learned to navigate it. You've walked through the darkest corners of life, not as a victim, but as a warrior, transforming each challenge into a lesson and each hardship into strength. This resilience terrifies people because they can't fathom how you've survived what would have destroyed them. You've been to places most won't even dare to look, places where fear thrives, and yet you emerged more connected to your purpose, more aligned with your true self. You didn't just survive the darkness, you conquered it, and in doing so you discovered a deeper version of yourself, one that holds power others can't even comprehend. Your ability to thrive in the shadows isn't something they understand, and that scares them. They can't navigate those realms. They can't face their own darkness with the same grace, strength, and clarity you do. So they watch in awe, secretly fearful of your ability to shine brighter after every trial. The truth is, darkness doesn't intimidate you. It's just another place you turn into a source of light. And that's exactly why you terrify them. You emerge more divine, more powerful every time. Number 4, unseen power. You carry an energy that's beyond the reach of anyone who seeks to control or manipulate you. It's an unseen power that isn't loud, but it's undeniable. It's in the way you move through life with purpose and unyielding strength, and how you remain unaffected by attempts to break you. The forces that wish to bring you down can never quite grasp what they're dealing with because your power isn't something they can fight or diminish. It's something that simply is. The moment they try to weaken you, they realize too late that they've underestimated you. Every attack, every plot to destroy your peace only reveals their own weakness. They expect you to bend, to break, or to falter, but you remain unshaken. You're a force of nature they can't control, and the harder they push, the more they unravel. What they don't understand is that your strength isn't in physical power, it's in the very essence of who you are. You are rooted in something deeper than they could ever grasp. Those who come at you with malice or manipulation only find themselves fractured in the end. Their own attempts to harm you ultimately consume them, because your energy is not something that can be extinguished by their schemes. You've become a force too strong to break, too grounded to be swayed. They never saw it coming because they never realized the depth of your untouchable power until it was too late. And now, they're left to face the consequences of underestimating someone who cannot be broken. Number 3, immunity to fear. Fear is the weapon the world uses to control, to manipulate, and to keep people small. But not you. While others cower beneath its weight, you stand unbroken, untouched by its chains. The darkness that makes others tremble only fuels your power, because you've learned that fear isn't something to be avoided. It's something to be embraced, understood, and then transcended. They thought a devil, a threat, or a challenge could scare you, but the truth is, you've become the very thing they fear. Your courage doesn't come from bravado or blind confidence. It's born from something far deeper, something primal and untamed that resides within you. It's a connection to forces far beyond the ordinary, a knowing that no matter the odds, no matter the struggle, you are aligned with a power that can't be broken or diminished. You've tapped into a well of strength that defies logic and that makes you immune to fear. Where others see danger, you see opportunity. Where they see obstacles, you see paths to greater power. Fear doesn't paralyze you, it pushes you forward, and because of that, you've become a force of nature that no devil, no challenge, no obstacle can ever defeat. They thought they could intimidate you, but now they realize it's not you who's afraid, it's them. You've transcended fear, and in doing so, you've become a terror they'll never be able to control. Number 2. Timeless wisdom. You hold a depth of wisdom that transcends time, a knowledge that isn't learned from books or fleeting experiences, but carved into your very soul. The ancient truths you carry have been passed down through generations, etched into your being like a sacred inheritance. While the world chases after temporary power, status, or the next big thing, you remain rooted in something far more lasting. You understand the patterns of life and the universe, the cycles that repeat, and the lessons hidden in the ebb and flow of time. This timeless wisdom gives you an advantage that no amount of material wealth or influence can provide. You've seen how things unfold, how the rise and fall of empires, the triumphs and tragedies, the light and the dark, are all part of a much larger picture. Others are blinded by the surface, distracted by what's immediate, but you see beyond it. You recognize the eternal truths that govern the universe, and because of that, you can't be easily swayed or shaken. What others consider power is fleeting, temporary, and fragile, but your wisdom is unassailable. It's the quiet strength that allows you to move through the world without fear of the winds that others are tossed by. You understand that nothing is permanent, that everything has its time and place. And because you carry the knowledge of what has come before, you stand firm, unshaken by the turbulence of the present. The world may change, but your wisdom remains. And in a world built on the transient, that makes you a force to be reckoned with, untouchable, eternal, and unassailable. Number 1. Silent but deadly. They braced themselves for a storm when you walked in, loud, brash, full of drama and chaos. But what they got instead was something far more dangerous, your quiet, composed presence. You don't need to shout to command attention or make your mark. Your silence is louder than words. It holds a weight that makes people pause, reflect, and ultimately fear what it represents. The power you carry isn't in your volume. It's in the depth of your stillness. When you enter a space, people can feel the shift. It's subtle but unmistakable. You don't have to announce your arrival. Your energy precedes you. While others fill the air with noise to assert their dominance or seek validation, you remain calm, centered, and unshaken. And that quiet confidence sends a message that shakes people to their core. What they don't realize is that your silence holds a strength they can't measure. It's not empty. It's filled with the power of everything you've been through, everything you've learned, and everything you are. It's the kind of silence that leaves no room for doubt or confusion. The more they try to provoke or rattle you, the more you show them that noise is irrelevant. You don't need to scream to be heard. Your presence speaks volumes, and the weight of that silence is enough to make the ground beneath them tremble. In conclusion, you've walked through fire and emerged untouched. The world tried to make you smaller, tried to label you, tried to put you in a box. They thought they understood who you were, but they never realized that you were more than they could ever imagine. You are not just an earth angel. You are the storm they never saw coming. You carry a power that's beyond their comprehension, and it terrifies them because it's the kind of power that doesn't need to announce itself. It just is. You are a living testament to resilience, authenticity, and unshakable strength. While others crumble under pressure or hide in the shadows of fear, you stand tall, unbroken, and unafraid to be exactly who you are. You've faced the worst the world has thrown at you, and instead of shrinking, you've expanded, becoming more of who you were always meant to be. Your very presence is a reminder that strength doesn't always look like what people expect. Sometimes it's the quiet, unassuming power that leaves the deepest mark. This is why you're chosen, because you've never let the world define you, and you've never been afraid to rise to the challenge. You've shown them that an earth angel, when awakened, can be more terrifying than anything they've ever feared. So stand tall, chosen one. You've proven that no force, no judgment, no obstacle can take away the power that flows through you. Keep shining, keep rising, and keep showing them what true strength looks like. You've already shown them that you're unstoppable. Now let them watch you rise even higher. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.